How's it going, guys? Today we're going to talk about cockpit management. What it is, it's a process that combines you, the airplane, and the environment. We're going to talk about the organization of materials in the cockpit. We're going to cover the occupant briefing that's required by the FAA and utilizing various resources in flight and on the ground. Why? Because it provides a much more efficient and safer flight. We're going to cover arranging and securing your stuff, use and adjustment of cockpit items, your passenger briefing, and resource utilization. All right, cockpit management. We want to arrange our equipment in a way that's going to be very ergonomic, right? So this is, good housekeeping. So I like to have my knee board strapped to my leg. I also like to have my iPad strapped to my other leg, two pens, attached to my knee board. So if I lose one, I always have a backup. And then I've got my screen set up the way I like. So PFD on the left, MFD on the right, and then everything else is good to go. You might also want to think about having your charts on your knee board, approach plates. I like to have them on my iPad, and then checklist items are always a good thing to have right there ready for you. So get in the habit of when you get in your cockpit, don't rush, right? Take a break, look at your stuff, select all the items you need, and arrange them in a very pilot-friendly way, right? You want to make sure that your documents, checklists, and charts are all on board. So again, my iPad serves as most of that, but it's always good to have paper backups, right? Your materials should be organized and secured in a manner that makes them readily available for use. You don't want them falling all over the ground or near your feet when you're departing. Okay, so let's move on to the seats. In most aircraft, you can adjust the seats, either slide them forward or back, or raise them or lower them. Your seats and seatbelts want to make sure that they are functional and you have them on before you start up. You need your shoulder harnesses for taxi, takeoff, and landing, and you should tell your passengers and crew how to use their seatbelts. Some aircraft have rudder pedals that can move as well, so adjust them to make sure they are comfortable where you like them and that you're going to be able to use their full range of motion, and you can use the brakes as well. Next, you want to give your occupant briefing. That's your passenger briefing. We're going to cover how to do that here in a bit, but you want to make sure you cover things like seatbelts, exits, emergency equipment, sterile cockpit, and more. You can, again, we'll see the FAA example in the back. And your resource utilization. Resources can be found inside and outside the cockpit. So think outside the box, right? You've got your pilot operating handbook and checklists, charts, equipment, passengers, all your stuff inside the cockpit. But don't forget, you have a team on the ground ready to help you out in air traffic control, your maintenance dudes, flight service station, other aircraft, even the internet if you've got the ability to look up on your phone, your iPad. Now, let's take a look at our safety brief. Anytime we're going flying, we want to give a good passenger safety brief before we depart. And I like to use safety as our mnemonic device. So safety stands for S is seatbelts fastened for taxi, takeoff, and landing. Shoulder harnesses, show them how they work and how to get their seats in the right position. Most of the time you want them upright and locked. A is for air vents and any environmental controls. So show your passengers how to work the air vents. Next is fire extinguisher, locate it and show them how to use it. E is exits, emergencies, emergency survival equipment, and equipment, right? So a bunch of E stuff there. Show them where it all is and how to use them and under what circumstances they should use them. And then T is for traffic and talking. Maintain a sterile cockpit, look out for other traffic. I always like to dub my passengers and tell them, hey, you are no longer a passenger, you are a part of the crew. And then finally, why? Your questions. Give them the opportunity to ask questions and then answer them as they come up. All right, your questions. Go ahead and drop them in the comments or ask me on Discord or DM me. All right, thanks for watching. See ya.